Go on, Dechi.
All right, okay, ma'am. Okay, so in pre-colonial Nigeria, political leaders were seen as divine figures, and this led to an intertwining of governance and religion. This dynamic is still evident in modern day governance. Good morning, esteemed panel. My name is Izima Oguchinyere Lilian, and I'm here today to present my essay topic on how pre-colonial religious systems and political systems have profoundly impacted the governance of contemporary Nigeria. So our discussion today would cover three main areas. First, the pre-colonial political systems, the role of religion within these systems, and their impacts on contemporary Nigerian governance. Now, in pre-colonial Nigeria, there were diverse regions, and these diverse regions have different political systems, and each of them had their unique features and their unique structures. For example, the Oyo Empire, it was a prominent Yoruba state, and it was known for its sophisticated centralized governance. And at the pinnacle of the Oyo political structure was the Alafin, who wielded significant authority. However, in order to prevent tyranny, the Alafin's powers were balanced by the Oyo Mercy. And this council, the Council of the Oyo Mercy, they served as a check to the Alafin's powers in order to prevent autocracy, authoritarianism, sorry. And this system of checks and balances highlights the sophistication, of pre-colonial governance in Nigeria. Moving on to the north, the Sokoto Caliphate, it presents a fascinating example of theocratic governance and also of centralization. So the Sokoto Caliphate was established based on Islamic principles. The Sultan was the political and spiritual leader. He served dual purposes, and he governed the caliphate with a focus on Islamic law. And then under the Sultan had the and they managed different territories. They also maintained law and different territories through the Sharia law. So this integration of religion, it helps provide a moral compass for leadership and governance in the north. And then in contrast to these two centralized governments, we had the Igbo communities, which operated an acephalous or a leaderless system. The decentralized structure, it's helped to emphasize the importance of collective decision making and autonomy. So each village or each group of villages in pre-colonial Igbo communities was governed by a council of elders or an assembly, and each member in that assembly had a say, had a voice. So this democratic or republican, the egalitized collective responsibility, and it's a principle that modern democracies are trying to uphold. Now, for the moving on, I'd like to delve into the religious systems and how they were intertwined with political structures. So in Yoruba land, spirituality was a fundamental aspect of their daily governance, of their several deities, and each of these deities oversaw different aspects of life and nature. Examples of these deities included Ifa, Shango, and Ogun, and they played very significant roles in society. The Ifa, for example, it was crucial in political decision making. The rulers, they sought the oracle's guidance on state matters, from selecting new leaders to waging wars. And this process ensured that political actions were divinely sanctioned, and it helped to enhance the ruler's legitimacy. The Igbo people also had a rich spiritual heritage. They worshipped several deities such as Anyanwu, the sun god, the sky god, and several of their other revered ancestors. And their spiritual beliefs, it's permeated in their governance structures. Their decisions, they were usually aligned with the perceived will of their ancestors. And the connection between spirituality and governance or leadership helped to foster social cohesion and moral governance. Also, in the Hausa region, the introduction of Islam, it brought significant changes in Hausa. Before the introduction of Islam, they practiced the Bori religion. It involved spirit possession and healing. So over time, Islam became entrenched, deeply entrenched in their governance, and the Islamic law shaped their political and judicial systems. So beyond deity worship, pre-colonial religious activities, sorry, they also included festivals and rituals, and these helped to reinforce social bonds and cultural identities. For example, the New Yam Festival that Igbo people celebrated, it was a significant annual event, and it was celebrated to honor the earth goddess Allah, and it helped to foster a community spirits and social cohesion. Now we're going to move on to the interconnection between religious and politics. In these societies, religion was not separate from politics. It was the bedrock in which political authority stood. So it's provided a potent tool for legitimizing power. It's helped to maintain social order, and it had a deep influence on their economic activities. Many African leaders were seen as intermediaries between the human and the spiritual realm, and it's helped to enhance their authority and also the obedience between them and their subjects. And then political decisions were also made in consultation with oracles and diviners, and it helped to ensure the alignment with the will of the gods. Also, rituals and ceremonies, they were integral to religious practices, and it served to enforce the ruler's status or the ruler's control. It helped to legitimize his authority. Now, moving on to the influence of pre-colonial religious and political systems on contemporary governance. The integration of religion and governance it also affects, it influences contemporary Nigeria. For instance, in northern Nigeria, the Sharia law, which is an essential part of governance in northern Nigeria, is used in parallel with secular laws.
Dr. Steve, and then Dr. Tochukwu to give you feedback. Dr. Steve, you can go ahead.
All right, good afternoon.
Good day, sir.
I want to commend you for your nice performance during your verbal presentation and the effort you put in developing an article such as this. It's actually not an easy task to put up collection of thoughts to make a presentation. I must say that you have done well and you've tried your best. Only that there are points that I will, when reading your work, it created a thought inside me, and that does not mean you have not done well, but one of the thoughts that your work has brought up in my mind is the understanding presentation, which you said northern Nigeria was administered by the Sharia law. And I tend to wonder if northern Nigeria operates as an entity in their law system. That's one. Then the second thought, your relationship with contemporary Nigeria is that you make a point, you make a statement that politicians in contemporary Nigeria seek the blessings of ritualists to enhance their victory in power. So I tend to start wondering what scientific proof are these? These are allegations but cannot be proven. I am trying to bring this point so that, and there are other things you have said, but I'm mentioning this so that you should be able to know that when making an intellectual discussion, there are street words and there are points that should not be black and white. So, but outside that, you've tried your best. You've made a presentation that has captured points and thoughts. Well done, and I wish you a good outing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tochukwu.
So thank you very much. In fact, Dr. Steve actually took the words from my mouth, particularly in the second observation. I've not had the opportunity to read through your paper because I just received it today, moments ago. But scanning through it, I saw where you made that comment. I tried to look for any reference around it. I didn't see. You know, I think it's in your page 5, where you said that traditional religion has also played a role in electoral politics. And in trying to explain how it has played that role in electoral
your voice sounds a bit far. Sorry, if you could maybe, I don't know if maybe a device is far away or.
Okay. Is it better now? Let me come closer to the device.
Yes.
Is it better now?
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Okay, I was trying to highlight where she tried to make an argument about the relationship between traditional religion and electoral politics in Nigeria. And she gave an instance where politicians seek blessing from traditional rulers or engage in rituals to enhance their victory in election. While you may have heard this, in rumors or on the streets, you are doing an academic work, and it's usually based on the foundations of verifiable evidence, which is why we ask you for references all the time, okay? If you do not have it well researched and documented, or as a product of an interview you've done with a politician who confirms to you that he has done that, then you shouldn't be making comments like that in such a work like this, because naturally you'll be asked to provide evidence or your source of information. From your oral presentation, I think you've done well. Your paper also looks like it has some structure. I have not read through, so I cannot claim to have known everything you've written, but from what I have seen so far, I think there are some elements of effort to marry the title to the presentation that you have given. So I want to congratulate you, Izima Ugochinyere, right? For the work you have done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Tochukwu and Dr. Steve, for your feedback. Thank you, Ugochinyere, for your time and your beautiful presentation. The team will be in touch. This brings us to the end, rather, of your presentations. You can go ahead and exit if you do not have any other questions or you don't have anything else to say. You can just exit. But if you do, go ahead.
Could you please repeat that, ma'am? Hello?
Hi, Ugo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
All right. Yeah, all right. If you don't have any further questions or anything to tell us, you can go ahead and.
You mentioned earlier that the team was going to be in touch with me. Am I to is there a time range that I'm supposed to wait for them to be in touch with me? Can you hear me? Hello?